And if you don't know that yet, it's because I haven't told you yet. But it's actually my joke and my nickname here in Romania, this is now my 9th visit to your beautiful country and coming to teach here, and I just love it. And so in honor of that, I've decided to change my name to Rata. Okay? Bringer of good news, I think that's what the name stands for, so that's my new Romanian name. Feel free to call me anytime, it's going to be great. So thank you, and thank you, Laura. And I don't know if she's at the back, but isn't she amazing? Thank you, Laura, that was fantastic. So we're going to talk about how you can get 15 referrals in 75 days, and why that's important to you. So my argument today is going to show you how easy it is if you get really purposeful about getting referrals. And I'm going to show you a bunch of tips. I'm going to show you some techniques, and my whole goal is by the time we get to the Christmas holidays, each one of you have been able to generate 15 referrals. Good? That'd be good? That'd be good? Okay, let's go. So if you sell 15 flats at the average tuition of 2,000, it's actually probably 4, it's probably more realistic. I think you could easily do 30,000 euros by the end of the year if you just focus on it. And why should you build it is because in this, in this country, like many countries, trust and reputation are the biggest determiners of when someone says, I'm going to do business with you. So I want you to write down these 3 questions. It's not on the slide, but this is what the 3 questions your client is thinking about you every time you have the first meeting. The first question is, do you care about me? They're sitting there listening to you and going, do you care about me? Number 2 is, can I trust you? Can I trust you with the biggest asset of my life? Are you the right person? And the third question they ask is, can you help me? Do I have the confidence in you that you can actually get the project done? So do you care about me? Can I trust you? And do you help me? And the moment, or can you help me? And the moment your client says yes to all 3 of those questions is the moment you start working and getting the contract signed. Just at the very basic level. And I love what Laura Dana said earlier about you should only, if you record yourself at a presentation, you'll be surprised at how crazy you sound when you listen to yourself back. But my view is, Laura Dana says it's 50% of the time. If you're talking more than 50%, you're selling. I think it's 25%. If you can do any consultation, and I'm going to show you some questions to ask, but if you just commit that you're going to talk 25% of the time, and listen, and not only just listen, but sit there with a notepad and actively take notes of everything they say. And it's a psychological trick in a way, because they're simply going, oh, I must be important. This must be kind of interesting stuff that I'm sharing with you. It's so great, he's taking all the notes. This is the best thing. And I'm going to show you another technique later on where after you take those notes, that you send this email and it just says, this is what I heard you say. This is what I heard you say. You told me the perfect place was this. The perfect location was that. The perfect time frame is this. The perfect price is this. Let me know if I missed anything. And I will guarantee you that about 70% of the time, you will get a referral right away. Because you'll say, let me know if I missed anything, and they're going to say, I think you nailed it. I think you got it. But how many of you really feel deeply listened to? Not many. So part of getting referrals is becoming more referable. So what is a referral? Oh, sorry, I'll get there in a second. Well, you have 2 choices right now. You can just be seen when you meet a client as the annoying pest, or you can be seen as a welcome guest. And I want you to become the welcome guest. See, in the cold market, you're dealing with people who you realtors as annoying pests. In the referral market, you're referred to them. Someone's already said you to talk to somebody, you've got to do this. You've got to, they're so great, you can trust them, they're amazing. And so it just changes where you get to show up as the welcome guest. And the goal today is to make sure that all of you become welcome guests. By the way, can we just stop for a second and thank the translators who are doing such a good job back there in real time. Thank you. See, in the cold market, and this is a great quote from a friend of mine who said this, he said, we think we're trying to play tennis with new cold prospects, and all they're playing is dodgeball. Do you know what dodgeball is? I know you play it here. It's been here since 2010. I did my research. Dodgeball is when there's a team and I've got a ball and there's 8 of you, and all I'm trying to do is hit you with this ball and knock you out of the game. So you have to dodge the ball, hence dodgeball. So we think we're playing tennis with these people, and they're playing dodgeball. They're like, I'm not calling them back. Oh no, I'm not going to call them. That's the game. So I want to give that market of annoying pests to all the other realtors who aren't in the room today. And I want to create a whole army today of welcome guests. Good? Sound good? Okay. So, here's 3 questions if you want to take a photo. I did mention it. Here's the definition of a referral. A referral is just simply sending someone you care about to someone you trust. That's it. Nothing more complicated. It's just I'm sending someone I care about to someone who is going to protect them and take good care of them, so I don't have to worry about it. But here's the psychology that you might not understand. We think when someone sends a referral to us, they're doing us a favor. Would you agree? Oh, they sent us a referral. But that's not how it really works. Because if you look at society, the people who send the most referrals are doing it to be at the top of the pack. They're being there to be what we call the maven, the top dog. Because their status is built about that they know everybody. So you think they're sending you a referral, they're just maintaining their status. That's the job. And your job is to get to know those people. Because all they ever do is refer people to you. So here's why referrals are so important. 61% of sellers worked with an agent that was referred to them. 6.1 out of 10 listings you can't get unless you were referred to. 60%. 81% of recent sellers contacted only one agent prior to selling their home. Now, to be fair, these are not Canadian numbers, these are American numbers from the National Association of Realtors, because they do a lot of research and they publish this amazing report every year. And if you want to Google it, I think it's the NAR Profile 2025 Home Seller Buyer Report, something along those lines. And you'll just, they want you to buy it, but if you go to page 3 on Google, it's always the Florida Realtor Association gives you the free report. So just download it. But they do all their research and it's just fantastic. %, use the same agent who sold their home to go and buy their next home. That's on average, because some of them are moving away to a different area. But if it's 71%, if it's within 16 kilometers of their home. 1 referral, 2 deals. But it's actually more than that. For every 1 listing you take, you have a possibility of getting 3 more pieces of business. You could find a buyer for that home. You could market it and find a buyer for another home. You could get another listing on the street. You could get another listing in the area. You could sell the buyer's home who bought your listing. You can help the seller buy a home. Or, if you do a great job, you can get a referral from the seller. So there's 7 easy transactions. And what if you just created a scorecard now that said, for every listing I take, I'm just going to get 3 more pieces of business. The conversion rate for referrals are between 70 and 90%. The cold market is 1 to 2%. 70 to 90. So 7 to 9 out of 10 people who are referred to you actually do something. 1 in 100 in the cold market. That's why referrals are so important. This is a crazy number. 82% of buyers said they would, at closing, that they would use their agent again. But only 24% do. Then why do you think that is? Sorry?
Because they don't follow up.
Yes, no follow-up. And so if you just looked at what Anna was talking about, where she was talking about the 8x8 and the 12x12 and the 36 touch, it's designed. The 36 touch, which has now become 60 touch, is designed for your client never to forget you. And it's all automated now if you're on command. They also turn these, like, one-time transaction just becomes a whole life. I'm so Romanian. This is the other benefit, is that market calls you, you don't chase a market. Warm calls, warm leads from really nice people are the best way to build your real estate business. Give the cold market to somebody else. Just give it. And if you want to find more about this, there's a book called, I think it's called The Blue Ocean Strategy. And it's basically a book that says, go to the blue water and go fishing there and find your stuff there. Don't compete in the red water where all the sharks are fighting. But so many of you are trying to be everything to everybody that you end up being nothing to nobody. So the goal is become something to somebody. And for those who've been to my niche market course, that's all we talk about is you be you, bring your natural strengths, your unique ability to a target market of people that you want to be a hero to. That's what a niche market is. It's just bringing you and who you are already to a market of people who you want to be a hero to. So one of the things you might want to think about is, who do I want to be a hero to? If I had to build a factory for you, and it only referred this type of person, it was just like an assembly line. You know, young couple buying their first home, young couple moving from their first home up to into a good school area to their second home. People buying investment properties. Just pick first where you want to be a hero to. Because birds of a feather flock together. And once you get into that niche market, they just keep referring the same type of people to you. Make sense? So as I mentioned earlier, cold leads are very costly, and they will literally drive you out of this real estate business. And I've done both. I've door knocked thousands of homes when I'm starting to where I was running a referral only, 100% referral only business, doing 100 deals a year. My expenses were 14% because I really don't have any acquisition costs. It's maybe staging, it's in client gifts, it's cold market, very expensive. Very expensive. That's a crazy stat too. I saw it. So we have 0 acquisition costs. They convert at higher rates. They pay more price. They pay full price more often. And they require 30 to 50% less time. Couldn't you use referrals to negotiate a higher commission? What I mean by that is, Your friend comes to you and says, well, you're my friend. Will you sell my house and give me a discount? Has that ever happened? No. What if instead of you giving the discount, said, I will give you the discount and I will reduce my commission 0.5% for everyone you refer to me before your house closes? I'll say that again. My commission is 4%. I only want to pay you 3%, 2.5%. You're my friend, you're my buddy. Why wouldn't you do this? I would do this for you, blah, blah, blah. And you go, listen, I think this could be free. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, I'll just reduce my commission by 0.5% for every person you refer to me who buys a home. And if you want to refer 8 people to me, I'll pay the other cooperating agent's commission. Could you use that script? Boom. Oh, I just think referrals, you get to play the game with it all the time. And it becomes a win-win situation with your customer now. It's not like, oh, I'm not gonna, and then it strains the friendship because then they go use somebody else. And you go, listen, I just want to make this win. You know, I work hard for my money, you know, and they don't care. You have to put food on the table too. They don't really care. But if you just said, listen, I'm gonna help you out as much as I can here. Here's my costs. Commission's 4%. If you want me to do it in 3, just refer 2 people to me within the next 6 months. Is that fair? Good. And here's the thing, they sign the contract at 4%, and they never refer people to you. But now it's their problem. You see what I mean? It's their problem, it's not yours. You've made it a win-win. They close way faster. You can scale your business to a really high level because I'll talk about referral chaining in a second, but once you actually get into certain groups, they just start referring people who are identical to them. I remember I was referred to a pharmacist once. He had just graduated from university. And for the next 2 years, I helped 15 other pharmacist graduates because they're all friends, and I just delivered a great experience. So happy clients refer more clients. 9% referrals come from past. So here's something you can do right now. Just look at your top 100 clients. Go into your database. If you've sold 100 houses, you've got 100 clients. And just think to yourself, who's most likely to move in the next 6 months? Could be 1, 2, 3, 4. So then just start directing your energy towards them. So could you not, pretend this is my phone, could you not simply do this to 10 of your clients? You can do this tonight when you get home. Hi, how you doing? Just thinking about you. Listen, there was another, you're showing the screen, there was a property that just sold just down the street for you. It sold for this. In fact, there was another one also that sold there. I just thought you'd want to know that. Take care, talk to you soon, bye. Could you do that? Yes. It's a video CMA. Did I ask them to do business with me? Yeah. Because all I'm trying to do, referrals are just about staying top of mind. So any technique you can use. And if you got a video from me and you're my client and you saw that, what would you think about me? He's looking out for me, I matter, he didn't forget about me, he didn't get his commission and run. It's a beautiful thing. You could do an annual review. You know, people go to their doctors every year, or they go to their dentist every year, or talk to them. Couldn't you just send a letter and saying, it's time for your annual review? You're probably going to want to know how much equity you have in your house right now, how much mortgage you pay off. Is now the right time for you to refinance your mortgage? Is now the right time for you to buy your first investment property? You could just have a list of 10 questions. And then you could simply call with them and go, listen, hey, it's Glenn, just want to, did you get my annual review letter? Do you want any help with that? Yes, okay, great, here, let me, or no, great, hope you're doing well, thanks. Simple, simple, simple. Anniversary program. Just put them in your computer, Here's the anniversary, go drop by somebody at their house the day of their anniversary. In fact, it's great when you knock on their door and hopefully they're home, because nobody likes it when you knock on their door at night. But that's the best part about it, because you can bring the gift, you can say, no, I'm just actually showing a house around the neighborhood, but I know it's your anniversary time. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we should get together for coffee, it's gonna be great. Done. Top of mind. Because you're gonna see coming up, in order for a referral to happen, your friends are ever doing it. Someone starts talking about real estate. So they have to, number one, notice the conversations about real estate. All your friends are smart enough. Number two, this is the hard part, is they have to think about you at that moment. To actually think, oh. And number three, they've got to introduce you. They've got to notice, think, and introduce. And if you're not getting a lot of referrals right now, it's because the think part, you haven't been in touch with them. They've forgotten about you. If you had just talked to them a week before, they're going to be like, oh, you should talk to Glenn. Oh, and by the way, like magically, my number's at the top of the list. They say you just call him. So there's three types of referrals. Passive referral, that's just when you randomly get a referral from your client. Okay, you didn't do anything, but all of a sudden you get a referral. That's passive. Number two is the active, which is where you have that one person in your database who just seems to refer everyone they know to you. Do you have that person? Do you know someone who just seems to refer? That's all they do. They're just referrers. And if people aren't referring, don't worry about it. Only about 20% of your database will actively refer. 20% will never refer. It's just not what they do. But the 60% is what we can manage, so we can get up to 80% sending in referrals all the time. And then orchestrated referrals these are my favorite, is when you're talking to a client and you describe someone just like them without talking about them. So we go like this. Hi, it's Glenn. Listen, I just listed this great home in this amazing area right now, and I'm trying to find a buyer for it. It's them. It's someone who wants to get out of their flat right now and move up to a detached home, semi-detached home, whatever it is. Who do you know who's thinking about selling their flat and moving up to another home? I'm not asking them. I'm asking them who they know. And the brain works in this wonderful way because, well, we can test it. If I said to you, who do you know who's getting married next year? Your brain will open up a file, who's getting married, and the second file next year, and the three names will come to you. So that's why it's very specific. We just don't say, who do you know who's thinking about buying? Who do you know who's thinking about selling? Very specific. So as I mentioned, they have to always notice the conversation, think about you at that moment, and then introduce you. So how do we start? If we want to just get started today, I've convinced you that referrals are really good, that you can build your entire career on it, that it's the highest margin clients you'll ever have. They're also the nicest people. Why would you say that? Some referrals I've got, I'm like, why does this person hate me so much that they sent me this person? But that's a different story. But most of them are amazing. So the first thing you do is segment your database. A, B, C, and D. A clients are just the fun, they're the great clients. B's are just good clients that you had a good transaction with. The C's are kind of like your fun but hopeless clients, like they're really fun to be around, but they're hopeless and they're never really going to buy maybe or sell. And if you stay and hang around with them for a long time, you become alcohol or drug dependent. You know, that type of person. And your D's are they use you and lose you. We all have those clients. You know you're just doing one deal with them, they're not coming back. They're going to be shopping around. So just stay with the A's and the B's. As Loredana was mentioning earlier, it's about keeping everyone around your sphere of influence engaged. Keeping them top of mind. You top of mind all the time. So, your 10 biggest referral people, go take them out for lunch, take them out for dinner, go spend time with them. They just love you. You get it? You know the people I'm talking about. They just love you. They think you're like the best thing in the world. So go spend more time with them. And they'll send you more referrals. It's this magic thing that happens. Then you like the top 150. They're all my A's and B clients. I'm going to work on them. Everyone else might get something. Like I'm not focused on that as much. Here's the 3 questions that you have to think about. Am I treating the customer with the utmost respect? Is everything I'm doing in this transaction treating them with the utmost respect? Number 2 is I'm exceeding their expectations. Am I wowing them is the phrase we use. Have I done one more that they weren't expecting? Did I under-promise and over-deliver every single stage of the transaction? Did I put them in my car to go show them properties for the first time, and I brought snacks and juice and pop and all these things that they never expected? And the third is this in the long-term best interest of my company. There are some clients that are not in the long-term best interest. And once you start selling more and more properties, you're going to find you just raise your standards. You're not going to put up with those people anymore. So every time you're dealing with a client, it's just kind of like, because sometimes you work so close with somebody and you think you know them, and then all of a sudden, lunatic shows up. Right? Oh, listen, where did this person come from? So, here's the gold bucket down on the bottom. Anyone who, I call them suspects, prospects, they're shoppers. I don't have a relationship with them right now, and they never will send me referrals. And all I'm trying to do is move them up into what we call the referral zone, which is customers, and then clients, and then they become advocates for my business, and then they become raving fans. So my whole job is just every week is who can I move up what we call the loyalty ladder. Okay, no referral zone down there, high referral zone up there. Here's a couple of other ways that you can just stay in touch with them, and especially if it's going up to closing, they've already bought, you know they're getting the place soon. Could we start it the last 10 days, hi, is there anything I can help you with? If you've moved, you know how crazy and chaotic it is, right? Well, what if you just started calling 7 days, hi, is there anything I can help you with? Is there anything I can help you with? No, we're okay, we're good. Is there anything I can do? 3 days before, 1 day, is there anything you need? And they always say no. But they don't forget that you kept caring. This is my best ever idea, and I wish it was mine originally, but I learned it many, many years ago. This is the #1 way for you to get so many referrals between now and the holidays. And #1 is, if you get a referral from, if Leanna sends Ogden to you, most of you will just call back Leanna, right? Would you agree? And you're going to say, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sending me a referral. That's great. But what you do is you look at your database and you go, well, where did she come from? Oh, she was referred to me by Alex. And then where did Alex come from? Well, that was referred to me by Andre. So what you do is every time you get a referral, you go back up the chain, it's called referral chain, of everyone who sent you referrals. And my next call is going to be to Alex. Remember last year when you sent your sister to me and we got her that great place and I called you to say thank you? Well, your sister just referred her colleague Ogden to me. And none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for you. And I just want to call and say thank you so much. And then you call Andre and you do the same script. Hey, remember when you referred Alex to me? Well, you referred me to his sister, and now his sister just referred a colleague. And none of this happens without you. And I just had to call and say, thank you so much. And you know what happens? You get a referral from everybody on the chain within the next week or two. Because you called to say thank you with gratitude and made them feel good. How many people could go to their database in the next couple of days and just start building chains? How many would want to? 4. Amazing. Here to make a difference in the world. 5. Awesome. This is a great way to start a conversation with your clients whenever you refer to them or even somebody in the cold market. And it's very efficient. You say, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I want to let you know our meeting's scheduled for 45 minutes. I'm fully prepared to talk about you listing your home, selling your home. But before we do, you need to know that you have 4 options. And the first option is, after I review everything tonight, and if now's not the right time for you to sell your home, you can just do nothing. The second option is, you might decide to take all of my information and just sell it yourself. And that's okay, we have a program for that, we could help you do that. The third option is you could take all my information and meet with other agents, and maybe we're just not a match, and you decide to work with that agent. And the fourth option is to work with me. Make sense? Do nothing, do it yourself, do it with someone else, do it with me. Now, I wish I would have learned that when I was dating. You want to take a picture of this? This is a perfect script to meet anyone in the best opening line. It forces you to listen instead of talking. Is what must happen for you to say that this is a successful meeting tonight? I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking about selling your house. What has to happen for you to say, Glenn, this was a successful meeting? And then they're going to talk. They're going to say, I want to know how much my house is now the right time to sell? Should I sell this home first? Should I do this? They're going to give you a list of 7 things and say nothing. Just right. And they're going to keep talking. Then you're going to say, okay, so as we narrow this down, start talking about the opportunity. So it looks like you want to move to this area. And then there's just 4 P's we use in the script. First one is, what is the perfect area? And you have to do it in this sequence. It's not how much do you want to spend. Okay, let's get warmed up before we get to the big questions. What's the perfect home? Maybe just right. What's your perfect time frame? Just right. And what's the perfect price? And that is the email that you send back to them. 1 page, 4 paragraphs, each paragraph for each one of those. And then just say that I did you miss it? And this is what it would look like. I'm just giving you an example. This is a Toronto one. This is actually a real one that I did. So I'm getting more confident about buying a home. Getting clear about what key neighborhoods to focus on. 3-bedroom. Some of the additional factors or what to look for in a house. If we buy now, what happens if we move in 4 to 5 years? Does it make sense to keep our first home as investment property? The perfect time frame would be October, but you may consider looking now and closing sometime in the summer or fall. Here's the perfect boundaries, here's the perfect neighborhood, and here's the perfect home. Does that make sense? And how would you feel if someone sent you that email after you met with them? You actually go, this person's great. I should probably refer them. That's how it works. So 15 referrals in 75 days. Thank you for your time.